Hello, everybody. I'm Matt.
And I'm Maggie.
And we are
Hopefully Awesome.
That's right, a positive place on the internet where we nerd out about all the geeky things we love. And today's geeky thing is Smallville Season 2.
Special feature.
Gotta get centered up here a little bit. Yeah, that's right, everybody. We are taking a look at the entirety of Smallville Season 2.
Hey, there's 3.
I feel like we are so off balance right now. Like, this is going to drive me insane. No, you're, yeah, there you go. That balances us out a little bit more. So yeah, hey, welcome to the stream. This is Going Back to Smallville, our weekly podcast where Maggie and I recap the entirety of Smallville. We just finished season 2. Last week was the season finale, and of course this week we will be talking about Smallville season 2 as a whole. And as well as the special features that was on the DVD. Yeah. If you have been with us since season 1, then you will know what we've done as we did it for season 1 as well. So we had some technical glitches a bit earlier, so sorry if you saw anything extra. Hopefully in the live version, when after this is live, I'll be able to go into the YouTube editor and just snip all that right out.
Everything decided to just like go at a snail's pace.
It did, you know. It's almost like the computer we have is just garbage, you know.
It has become garbage.
Yeah, I mean, we've had it since what, 2018, 2017,
2018.
Yep. Anyway, so yeah, that's it. This is Going Back to Smallville. We hope you all enjoy this episode, and if you don't, get the hell out of here. That's the third time this week that I've done that. Maggie, how are you?
I'm good.
Are you good?
I'm good.
You know what else is good?
Going back
to Smallville. Nailed it. You stole it.
There's a CGI corn.
I was going to say there's the kryptonite.
There's the kryptonite also.
So, Going Back to Smallville, this is our 47th episode. Season 2. Episode 24, special features. I'm joking, obviously. The original release date of the DVD was May 18th, 2004. Now, keep in mind, this season ended in 2003. Okay, it was May 2003 when the season finale happened. This came out a full year after that.
God.
Yeah, so I was thinking about this. I was like, why did I have to watch season 3 on VHS tapes? And now I remember, because I didn't get season 2 until it hit DVD.
Yeah.
And so I had been recording season 3 for my eldest brother, who had been incarcerated and was unable to watch Smallville. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to record all of Smallville for him. And I had no idea, what it was. But that way, when he got out, he'd be able to catch up on Smallville. Not Billy, just so we're all clear. And so I did that, and then of course Billy got season 1 of Smallville, and we all watched season 1. And it was fantastic. And then your brother Shane actually got season 2, and so we all watched that. And then season 4 was getting ready to premiere. And we were like, they were like, how are we going to get caught up? The season 3 isn't coming out for like another 5 months or whatever. And I was like, well, guys, guess what? I have every episode on VHS for our incarcerated brother. and that's how we watched season 3.
All right.
Yeah, it was interesting. So technically the first episode of Smallville I ever saw was the season 3 premiere. So I was really confused. And they were already showing ads for season 4 premiere. Oh, God. And let me just tell you, season 4 premiere, it's spoilers. All right, just spoilers everywhere. And you're like, what the hell? What is this show? And yeah, so I kind of Tarantino'd it a little bit. Yeah. So, because remember, this is back in the day, back before, seasons of DVDs were not just a thing that just happened,
Oh, I know.
They were a special thing.
Yeah.
Until they, were like, oh shit, let's release everything on DVD.
Mm-hmm. I was telling my mom the other day, watching Netflix, but the DVDs came in the mail.
Yeah,
I remember that was the like a new sensation. Like, oh
Yeah.
my God, we could just binge watch it all and then mail it and they give you send something else back.
In 2 days, I'll be able to watch the next episode.
Yeah. So it's
what a time to be alive.
Yeah. And it's just, I guess, how we grew up, you know.
Yeah.
But it's just interesting to see how
it's progressed.
And sometimes how quickly it did.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, it was like, oh, DVDs. All right, I'm going to make all my movies DVDs. Well, guess what? Blu-rays.
Well, see, like, we've kind of seen the rise. Obviously, we saw the rise of streaming since then. And almost kind of the ending of streaming. Like, not necessarily that it's the ending, but like, you know, for like a good 3 or 4 years, maybe even longer than that. Mm-hmm. It was like, put everything on streaming. Right? Yeah. Everything. Give us everything. We got to just fill up these buckets with everything.
Netflix is like, hey, we'll take it all. Come on.
And then, of course, you know, you're like the past, year, especially at HBO Max, just, they start dropping their own programming that they've already paid for to create. They just don't want to pay the royalties on it anymore. And so they stop doing it. And so some of these things you can't get anymore. Like, you can't watch it in streaming. So it's almost like we're going almost back.
Yeah.
But yet I still have the DVD copies, obviously. I also have the Blu-ray box set here. Oh.
Yeah, I got that for Christmas.
Which is what sparked our Rewatch podcast. And, oh, Lord, that thing's heavy. But I also have it on iTunes. And that's the main way that we watch it.
Yeah.
And so it's just, it's just wild how, like, everything has kind of gone full circle, Yeah. It's just weird, man. It's weird. Physical media, it's still around. And honestly, every year they give us more and more reasons why we should stick with physical media. Because they're like, oh, yeah, you can't watch Midnight Mass anymore. It's like, what the hell are you talking about? That was the greatest show of, like, the year it came out. Yeah. It's insane. I digress. We're way off topic here. I will say, in the re-airing of Smallville season 3, because I only recorded the first several episodes of it. I didn't get the entire season. I gave up on it because he was going to get parole or whatever, and then he didn't. And so I was like, well, I'm not going to hang on to these tapes for years,
Yeah.
But I was able to catch back up to where I had stopped recording, because they were re-airing all the episodes over the summer, obviously. And there was one episode in season 3 that they skipped. And now I can't tell you the episode because I can't give any spoilers.
Okay.
But it was one that when I was watching the DVD and I had not seen this episode, it had something amazing in it. And I was like shook to my core, Maggie, that this had happened. And that I had not been aware of it. And yet they still played the Pete Ross episode. And you all know what I'm talking about. They played that one. But the one that they did not play has 5 for Findings. I'm 50 and for a moment. Mm-hmm. So you all know what episode that is. They didn't play that again. And I didn't see that until I watched it on DVD about a year later. So... But that's season 3. We're on season 2, everybody.
Yeah.
So here is the synopsis of Smallville season 2. Superman's roots grow deeper in season 2 of Smallville. This 6-disc collection includes all 23... Are you reading the back of that? Is it the same?
All 23 episodes plus bonus materials worthy of a superhero. This year finds Clark Kent grappling with his calling as he explores his true origins. Was he sent to Earth to save humanity or destroy it? Lana and Clark grow closer than ever before.
Lex gets married. Lionel lures Chloe towards the dark side. Martha and Jonathan Kent receive miraculous news. And Pete becomes a keeper of Clark's secret. One thing we can't keep secret, the legend grows stronger in Smallville. Wow. I didn't know that was on that. I pulled this from Wikipedia. That's amazing. That's amazing. That was maybe the best thing we've ever done. Like, period.
Okay.
Like, there's having our daughter, and then that is like right below it.
I thought me referencing Elongated Man came after.
This just overtook elongated man.
Oh, no.
Man. Right. So the DVD box set comes with 2 commentaries on the episodes Red and Rosetta with Algo. Or wait, what was it? Algoff?
Algoff.
Yeah, I've been calling him Algo this whole time. It's Algoff.
Why didn't y'all correct him?
Miles Miller and Jeff Loeb. And then we got Tom Welling, Kristin Kreuk, Michael Rosenbaum, Greg Beeman, and James Marshall. I don't understand what's happening here because like some of them say Rosetta, some of them say Red. So I don't know. Are they on both of them? I don't know.
It says commentary on 2 key episodes.
Yeah. The Chloe Chronicles are also included on this. The webisode investigations. The Chloe Chronicles are mini episodes featuring further investigative reports by Chloe Sullivan and sometimes aided by Pete Ross, originally airing from April 29th to May 20th, 2003, online via AOL.
Of course.
Yeah. Maggie, let me tell you.
The people that had a monopoly on the internet for a bit.
Dude, let me tell you. Okay. There was a moment in time when webisodes was all the rave.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Now the WB was like really early. Okay. Think about this, 2003.
Oh, I know.
And then Lost kind of got in on the stuff in like season 3, which was 2007. And so like, that was their whole little thing, right? And then Smallville, like throughout the seasons, like it's just funny because it's almost like they were being drugged into every new technology. Like they're like, I feel like we'll throw Smallville at it because these dorks are going to watch whatever.
We're going to throw it on iTunes so you can watch it on your iPod Mini.
They did throw it on iTunes, but the webisodes, Nano. They also made new episodes that were only available, I think, on Verizon phones. I think.
Oh yeah, I remember phone companies having those weird deals.
Yeah. And then the CW Seed had exclusive webisodes. Yeah. And it's very, crazy. And then of course when we get to Smallville season 11, the comic book, it was one of the first DC all digital comics. So like it was only released digitally until it was collected later. So like they would release imagine one comic book issue, okay? Then imagine that issue is separated into 3 parts. Okay. That is what was released, each part weekly.
Wow.
And on the 4th week it would come out in print. And then they would collect those 4 prints, the 12 single digital pieces as one episode, which is what the TPB, the trade paperback was. Yeah. So that's all I'm saying is like we're going to have, now that we finally got here, we're going to have plenty. We're going to have plenty of bonus features to just meander through. Maggie, let me tell you, I don't think they ever get better. Honestly, I think they're all pretty bad. And they tried to make, Arrow and Flash kind of continue that with the all like the Vixen shorts and stuff. But yeah, it's not the same. So there you go.
Webisodes, man. Never thought I'd hear that word again.
All right, webisodes.
Webisodes.
That's actually why there was a writer's strike in 2008. It was because of webisodes. They weren't getting paid. Yeah, they were creating content, but they weren't. They were getting paid to like make it, but not the residuals
from
that they normally get from the episodes.
Wow.
Yeah, because every time an episode is played, they get paid for it. That's the royalties, right?
Yeah.
And so the webisodes, it was like a flat payment, and then they didn't get anything because there was nothing in the contract for it.
Wow.
And that's actually why the writer's strike happened, which was why season 7 was cut short. Thank God it was cut short. Worst season. And that's also where Dr. Horrible's sing-along blog came from. Yeah. That's why it was released digitally, because it was commentating on all that. Anyway, I digress, everybody. That was a short history lesson on webisodes for you. So there you go.
Huh?
Yeah, we're back. So Maggie and I checked out the special features. We watched a little bit of the commentaries. I'll be honest, we didn't watch all of it. We watched like the first like cold open for both of them. Yeah. It was fun. Like they're good. We just, just
We
had her
suffered
daughter
through the pilot of the commentary, so
it'd have to be something really important for us to have to listen to another commentary. I mean, honestly, Rosetta probably would have been worth sitting through.
Yeah. Just to hear their thoughts on how the language and stuff came about.
And with Christopher Reeves being on there. So anywho, we did watch all of the Chloe Chronicles. So I'm going to break down the synopsis of each one of these. So video 1, Earl Jenkins claimed to have contracted an illness. That's right. Earl Jenkins, back from Jitters in season 1. They decided to pick up this plot a year and a half later. Earl Jenkins claimed to have contracted an illness while working at Luthor Corp's Smallville fertilizer plant 3, number 3. In 2001, he took a group hostage at the plant and demanded access to the mysterious level 3. At the end of the crisis, Earl was sent to Metropolis General, where he died. So he died.
He died.
Well, off screen. Never knew. Chloe interviews Belinda Jenkins, the widow of Earl Jenkins. Her husband's condition come on him suddenly. A green dust they were spraying on crops on level 3 infected him. Their son Johnny is a handful more than your average toddler. He's not ill, but doctors can't explain how he is different. Earl thought that if he could get back to level 3, he could find the answers to his problem, but when Lex took him down there, it was all cleared out. Belinda reports that Dr. Arthur Walsh might have believed Earl's story. He called after Earl died, expressing remorse as if he somehow was responsible. As evidence that her husband's story is true, Belinda shows Chloe his work boots. The soles are stained with green
glitter.
Dust. Well, yeah, it's glitter. Terrible.
The glitter that you used for St. Patrick's Day to make it look like a leprechaun walk through.
And, God. You mentioned how, like, the camera looks all shaky. And I was like, yeah, it's because it's supposed to be Pete filming all this. That's actually not confirmed in this first set. It's not until the second set, because Pete's never mentioned. Yeah. He's actually in one of them.
She just looks at the camera and she's like, get this. Almost like, man, she's being pretty bossy to Pete.
Yeah, but like,
and Pete's been around her longer.
It's never even Pete, though. No. You know, I mean, it is. We find out it is. And I want to say in season 3's box set that they were trying to do something else, and they one of them is a comic. Yeah. So it's like a video and a comic, and a video and a comic. Mm-hmm. And so they display the entire page on the screen, and you just kind of read through it. Yay. Yeah, it's gonna be it's gonna be great.
I love it.
Season 3 is gonna be a banger, let me tell you. So yeah. You know what, instead of breaking it down, let's get through all 4 videos and then we'll talk about them. Chloe journeys, this is video number 2. Chloe journeys to Edge City to interview Dr. Arthur Walsh. He used to be a professor of genetics at Metropolis University, but now teaches high school biology. He initially expresses reluctance to talk about Earl Jenkins, but he does invite Chloe into his office. He tries to hide some envelopes with a strange green logo. When Chloe mentions Meteor Rock, Dr. Walsh mumbles something about Dr. Stephen Hamilton's results being replicated outside of the lab, and someone named Donovan. Oh, Donovan. Lex is Donovan. Right?
I guess.
No, that's Dominic.
That's Dominic.
Yeah. Anyway.
Oh, well.
Chloe tries to encourage him to talk by mentioning all the people who have been killed and hurt by the meteor rocks. When the bell rings, he agrees to meet with Chloe again next week, and they can exchange notes. In video 3, Chloe goes to New Corp, a high-tech energy firm, to interview Dr. Donovan Jameson.
Yeah, there we go.
Donovan worked with Drs. Walsh and Hamilton at Metropolis University in 1990. At first, he thinks that Chloe is there to interview him about nuclear energy. He says that his research at MET-U was about developing isotopes as alternatives to plutonium. It didn't have anything to do with meteor rocks. He says some insulting things about Dr. Walsh. Chloe accuses him of being responsible for certain deaths, and Donovan threatens her before she leaves. She notices an envelope with the same strange green logo she saw in Walsh's office. Now we're in video 4. Chloe returns to Edge City and a digital copy of her Wall of Weird for Dr. Walsh, but she finds his class is canceled and his office empty. Before she leaves, a courier arrives to deliver something for Dr. Walsh. Chloe accepts the delivery and signs for an envelope. It has the same strange green logo and is stuffed with cash and a note encouraging him to avoid further contact with Chloe. His principal was baffled by his disappearance and his house was empty. Chloe vows to continue investigating, but in the meantime, she decides to give the money to Belinda Jenkins. While she is on the porch, she hears a loud crash inside, and Belinda hollers at Johnny to be careful about the furniture. The end. So Johnny's got powers, I guess. So, like, what are we supposed to think about this? I mean, I'm just going to be straightforward, Maggie. It may come back in Chloe Chronicles Part 2, but this never comes up in anything unless I've just completely blacked it out, which is possible.
Yeah. I think little Johnny got powers.
But did he get it, like, did Jitters, like, did he pass it on when they fucked? Or, like, was it like he came home and, like, sprinkled some of that dust on him accidentally?
No,
like, was it secondhand,
smoke?
Yeah. Like, was it secondhand meteor infection, or was it, like, it passed through his seed?
I think it's when they made the baby, Matt.
But, okay. So I don't know. So we're supposed to believe that he's been infected with the meteor rocks for, at the minimum, I mean, Johnny was at least 3 months old. So at the minimum of a year. Because, I mean, if he, like, just got infected the night that they, you know.
Oh, no.
No. Sex.
No.
Like, I don't know.
Oh, no.
Can you get meteor infected like that? Can there be second generation meteor infections? You know what I mean? Like, these are the questions I have. Okay? The ones that they'd never explore. Or do they? Maybe they do. Maybe they do. Maybe I don't remember.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been a good thing to explore. Honestly, I will say Smallville at least does a great job of, like, explaining the meteor rocks and kryptonite. You know, most versions of Superman, anytime they bring up kryptonite, they're just like, Lex Luthor's like, oh, that's from his homeworld. I bet he's allergic to it. And just for no reason, you know, like in Batman v Superman, they're like, oh yeah, bring us that rock from his home planet. I bet that's gonna hurt him. And, like, they don't know. Like, how would they know? I mean, I guess technically he tests it on Zod's body, but, like, still, like, why did he even think that would be anything? You know? So at least Smallville, like, gives us a reason. Granted, they had, you know, 10 years worth of episodes to be able to do that, but still.
Yeah.
Still. Maggie, what'd you think about the Chloe Chronicles?
I mean, I understand.
That good, huh?
I understand that they're supposed to be made to look like, you know, teenagers made it, but
yeah.
Try a little bit harder, guys.
Wow. Maggie, these were webisodes. They had no budget. All right. This is like when G4 was making TV shows, okay? They did not have a budget. Okay? Remember Ratty?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the budget that they were working with. Okay. I mean, honestly, it reminded me of, like, 70s episodes of Doctor Who, where it's just like a black box. Like, they're just just in a black box theater.
And they walk out the door and they wind up in the same room, but it's decorated a different way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. Honestly, I say that jokingly, but as we were watching it, it did remind me, like, I don't know if they were on the same set or what, but it reminded me so much of the Secret Files of Shelby Woo.
It might have been.
Do you remember?
Yeah. Apparently, it's maybe 25th anniversary. No.
I mean, that makes sense.
25th anniversary of Shelby Woo.
Maybe 98.
Yeah.
That sounds about right. Wow. Jesus, I'm old. So yeah. I don't know. It was, you know, it was... Like, if I was a super fan, which, I mean, I am. We are. But, like, I don't know. Back then, I think I would have been like, this is amazing. Oh, what's this going to lead to? You know? Oh, I can't wait for them to talk about it. Like nowadays, we're like...
I'll be like, I don't have AOL. All I have is MountainNet.
Well, you could go to their website and watch it. You didn't have to only have the internet through AOL. You just went to AOL.com, keyword Smallville. Okay?
Listen, buddy. we had slow but dial-up back in the day up on the mountain. So
I once snuck onto a computer at my school, my private Christian school, and downloaded the Spider-Man 2 trailer in glorious 180p. And let me tell you, it may have been the size of a stamp, but my God.
Beautiful.
Yeah. I mean, it ran at a smooth 10 frames a second.
Yeah. Can't beat it.
Seeing Doc Ock throw that car, I was like, this is amazing. This is the future. We're living in the future. But no, like.
Looking at a screen like that.
Yeah. Like I had a magnifying glass, just, you know. But, you know, I think the problem here, Maggie, is that we're spoiled. Okay. We've had, like, think about it. We've got, you put your cup down there.
Yeah.
I thought you put the box set. But, like, you know, we've had stuff like the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special, you know, and we've had, you know, all this other crap that we've had. I'm not even going to go into it. But, you know, this was the first, like, supplemental series to coincide with the main story. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, back in the day, that was very...
cool.
Well, I'm trying to think of that.
Cool.
You know, it was... I can't think of the word. Like, it didn't happen a lot.
Okay.
That's all I got. That's
didn't happen a lot, guys.
Yeah, there's a word for it, but it's like...
rare.
No, it's like niche or something. I don't know. That's still not it.
Campy.
No, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to think of it, and you're not going to think of it either. So we're just going to move on.
I'm just going to say random words just to make you mad.
But I almost had it. But no. So I mean, it was interesting. Yeah. I think now it doesn't play nearly as well. When I know that this ultimately goes nowhere. And you know, it doesn't have the content that we want. Clark's not in it. Nobody is in it except Chloe and a bunch of random people we've never seen before. And you know, that's not really something I'm interested in watching, you know?
Me neither. Especially how Chloe shows her ass off to everybody towards the end of the season 2. So.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, they released these during the episodes where she was like
a butt.
Yeah. That's
total
interesting.
butt.
Like, why do that, you know? Which they probably didn't know. I mean, it's not like these two productions talk to each other, you know? I
highly doubt it that they did.
But yeah, it's cool that it's on here, but like, I would not recommend anybody like search this out. Like, if you're really, really interested in it, I'm sure you can find it on YouTube.
Oh yeah.
And just watch it. But like, I wouldn't buy like the box set for this or nothing. The next featurette that they had was Faster Than a Speeding Bullet, the visual effects of Smallville. Now this of course just kind of breaks down, I forget which episodes they showed, but it breaks down like how they did the special effects each week on Smallville.
Yeah.
I know one was the bullet time.
Mm-hmm.
And it showed like how they had to create every individual raindrop so that they could freeze every raindrop. And like, honestly, we take it for granted now. Because again, we see things like Guardians of the Galaxy, the Christmas special, right? Which is just basically a Marvel movie, you know?
Yeah.
And like, you know, back then it was so wild that they were able to do shit like that.
Yeah.
You know?
On a weekly basis.
On a WB budget.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, they even mentioned they're like, yeah, we got a lot more money in our budget this season.
And I gotta say, like, honestly, they never really lose that. I think there's some episodes that they maybe try to not, you know, in this they mention if we could do one thing every episode that you can say, okay, that's cool, that would be a success. I think in later seasons they do scale like the amount back, but that way they really conserve that money for like the big things, and they make the spectacles really big.
Yeah.
There are a few times some things fall flat. Season 8.
Yeah.
We're not gonna get into it, but I think, you know, you all listening and watching, you know what I'm talking about. But overall, like, you know, they really stick the landing on a lot of the things they do. It never becomes like Superman 4 where they're just reusing the same assets over and over. So that's always good.
Yay.
The next one they had was Christopher Reeve, Man of Steel. which talked about them bringing in Christopher Reeve to pass the baton off to
Torch.
Tom Welling. Yeah, the torch. There it is. It was really cool. I mean, obviously, I'm a big Christopher Reeve fan. And Michael Rosenbaum mentions that now they just got to get
a gene hack.
Yeah, which never happens. Obviously, never gonna happen.
No.
But that would be the best thing that they could do.
Yeah.
And I will say that there are more cameos from other Superman projects that happen on the series. But it was definitely, this was a big one. You know, this was which, I mean, we already know Terrence Stamp, of course, on there as Jor-El. So maybe even more than a cameo. Yeah. So yeah, it was a very cool little breakdown of that. And just hearing them talk about the reverence they had for Christopher Reeve in the Superman movies, you could tell like their heart was really in to making Smallville try to line up with that as much as possible. Almost to a fault, if I'm being honest. So then the last thing they had, of course, was the gag reel.
Heck yeah.
Always a good gag reel. Always funny.
Mostly Michael Rosenbaum doing Austin Powers impersonations.
Lots of cussing. Like a couple of F-bombs.
Yeah.
It was pretty good, though.
Yeah,
I mean, honestly, I'd love to get more of that. I tell you, the field that had the best gag reels, Supernatural. For real. Their gag reels are legendary. They're so good, Maggie. They're fantastic. Those guys have a lot of fun. But yeah, gag reel was always good. And that was it. That was the entire season 2 Smallville DVD breakdown. Again, you know, in the DVD case, we also had this little book that came with it. Just has synopsis breakdown of every episode, which was cool, you know. Maggie, season as a whole, how'd you feel about Smallville season 2? We started off with the tornado,
Vortex.
And we ended with Clark on Red K driving to Metropolis. What a wild ride!
I feel very. Crap! I'm trying to think of the word. Mixed. Because
really,
yes, like I enjoyed it. Don't get me wrong.
Okay,
I enjoyed it, but like. I don't like how. I told you this. I don't like how Clark leaves at the end of the last episode.
Well, man.
And then, like, just. And I know they have to build up the teen drama, but it just drives me insane. They don't pay attention to each other. And, like, you got Clark who's watching out for you. Why don't you listen to Clark and Chloe get off his back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Maggie. You know, you're experiencing this for the first time. Sometimes I forget that. You know, like I'm so like dulled to the pain of Lana that like I forgot how it felt the first time.
Yeah.
When I'm just ripping the hair out of my head in frustration. You know, it's like, you know, they don't call it Edge City for nothing. All right. You know what I'm saying? But seriously though, like it is super frustrating, and like I'm not gonna lie to you, Maggie, it doesn't really get better. Like,
of course it doesn't. Clark can't have anything.
It's like they saw the Rachel Ross thing on Friends and was like, "What if we did that but worse?" And like really stretched for a long time, time.
Yeah. Oh. I don't know. Like, it just, that kind of stuff always annoys me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the show we're watching.
I know.
Now, I will, okay, in fairness, it does start to drift away from the teen drama aspect.
Good.
Especially, you know, season 4 is their senior year. You know, I've mentioned that I graduated the same day as Clark, right? Mm-hmm. So, like, especially once you hit season 5, like, it definitely, it's not a huge tonal shift, but it's almost kind of like when Buffy went to college, and like you know, it was just a different feel.
I became friends with Pedro Pascal.
That's right. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So I mean that happens, and of course, you know, season 7 I've already talked about to death, and then season 8 really new people come in, and it like becomes a whole new show. Mm. But it's so, you've got a couple more seasons of this. And I mean, the Clark Lana stuff, that really never goes away, but they do make it not bearable, but just, it's not the sole focus, which helps a lot.
Good.
Yeah. But I mean, that's not for a while though. Like it's gonna be a while, Maggie. Like, just buckle in.
I'll be throwing crap at the iPad when we're watching it.
So, comparative to season 1, where would you put it? Season 1, season 2?
Above season 1.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Felt like it got better.
Mm-hmm.
Would you say there were more bangers this season than there were bad episodes?
Yes, definitely.
Totally.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Good.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, you know what else is good? This word from our sponsors.
This episode is brought to you by patreon.com/hopefullyawesome.
That's right. At the $5 tier, you can have access to every episode we make ad-free and have your name listed in the credits of every video. At $10, you'll be able to get access to our all-new exclusive shows right here on patreon.com/hopefullyawesome. Those include Hopefully Weekly, a weekly show where Maggie and I catch up on all the things that's happened over the past week, both in our life and in the world around us. Family Game Night, a weekly show where Maggie and I will play a variety of board games, from Blockbuster Party Game all the way to Fast and the Furious Heist Game, whatever that is.
Highway Heist.
The Hopefully Awesome movie commentary that we'll do once a month, where Maggie and I will watch one of our favorite films and then record us talking about it over it. Kind of like a mix between Mystery Science Theater 3000 and, just us goofing off and talking about nothing related to the film. And lastly, Matt plus Maggie. This is our monthly show where Maggie and I talk about our relationship. I don't think we'll be giving any advice, but hey, tune in. It'll be fun. And if you want to go above and beyond at the $25 level, not only do you get everything that we've just talked about, but you also get a verbal shout out as our Patreon producer of the entire month. All this and more.
So sign up at patreon.com/hopefullyawesome today.
And we're back. Thank you for that word, Maggie. We will be sure and do those things. Maggie, do you want to talk about anything, or?
Matt smacked me.
I did not smack you.
My jaw.
I did not
yes,
smack
you
her.
did.
Maggie, people don't know us, okay? They're going to think I actually smacked you. All right. Become clean with the audience so they don't think I actually did. All right. God. When I get, the police called on me, I hope you'll be laughing then.
That's the sound of the police. Rest in peace, Sheriff Ethan.
It's time for the countdown to Billy! 47 weeks until Billy arrives. Probably.
Maybe.
I need to redo the math.
Asterisk.
Because again, I don't remember if I included these or if I just counted straight, like, through the seasons. So, could be off. This has been the countdown to Billy! Now let's get into our Freak of the Week.
Major Funky.
Yeah. So this season, our final ranking was number 23, Byron. Number 22, Life-Sucking Corn Dog. Number 21, Cyrus Krupp. Number 20, The Clone Saga. Number 19, Mamma Mia. Number 18, Toxic Men. Number 17, Jitters 2. Number 16, Nixon Part 2 Electric Boogaloo. Number 15, Bill Goldberg. Number 14, Heat Causing Horn Dog. Number 13, Eat Randy. Number 12, Bradley. Number 11, Dr. Walden. Number 10, Stefan. Number 9, Sheriff Ethan. Whoop whoop.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Number 8,
Whoop, whoop.
Whitney. Number 7, Kyla. Number 6, Kryptonite Spores. Number 5, Red Pete and Chloe. Number 4, The Octagonal Disc. Number 3, Ship Hits the Fan. Number 2, Ryan Frowny Face. And at number 1, Red Clark. We also had our special features. So in season 1, we ranked the special features, Maggie. Season 1 special features, of course, had the number 1 spot. So where would you put the season 2 special features? Would you put it above or below the season 1 special features?
Above.
Okay, there we go. All right, your new ranking for special features at number 2, season 1, and at number 1, season 2. This bit is only going to get better the longer we go. It's going to be great. All right. So that concludes this section. But now it's time to get into the tournament, everybody. That's right. So last week, we began our discussion about the Smallville tournament. Get it connected here. For the best episode. And I'm going to see if this will work correctly. Make sure I'm on the right one here. There we go. And
bam.
Yeah. Well, kinda.
Hey.
That's not what I meant to do.
Sticker.
There we go. I can kind of do that. Maybe.
Nope.
No. Can I? What if I turn it this way?
That'll
work. That'll work. We'll do it like that. All right. So. Sorry, I had to get the paperwork. All right. So we kicked off the tournament last week for the Smallville Season 2 Best Episode. Maggie and I filled out our bracket, which again you can do over at patreon.com/hopefullyawesome. You can download your free bracket. There's still time to play along. So the initial pairings here was round 1 was Heat versus Visitor. Round 2 was Rush versus Witness. Round 3 was Fever versus Insurgents. Number 4 was Suspect versus Precipice. Number 5 was Exodus versus Accelerate. Number 8 was Ryan versus Calling. And number 15 was number 7 was Prodigal versus Visage. Yeah. So after that, then they all had to kind of start being filled in as we go. So Maggie and I filled out our brackets here. Mm-hmm. So do we want to break it down all together? Like we all go through number 1. It's like you give your answer, I give my answer, and we give what the official answer was.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. So the number 1 was Heat versus Visitor. I had Heat coming ahead in this one.
Heat for me too.
And the winner was Heat. Of course. Obviously. And number 2 was Rush versus Witness. I had Rush taking this one.
I had Rush also.
And Rush took the winning on that one. So far we're good. Tournament number 3, or round number 3, was Fever versus Insurgents. I had Insurgents for this one.
I did too.
All right. And the winner was Insurgents. All right. So then next up we had round number 4, Suspect versus Precipice. I picked Suspect for this one.
I picked Suspect too.
And Suspect was the winner. Look at that. So far we're 4 for 4. I mean to keep going back and forth. And like, you do one, I do the first one, you do the first one. So I just need to remember to do that. So Maggie, number 5, we had Exodus versus Accelerate. Maggie, where did you have?
Exodus.
I too chose Exodus. And the winner was Exodus. Thankfully, the season 2 finale, doing pretty good. Yeah. At number 6, we had Ryan versus Calling. I actually had picked Ryan to take this one.
I picked Ryan also.
And the winner was Calling.
Oh,
that's right. Man. Calling actually came ahead on this one. I will say this is the first year we've had the YouTube community unlocked. So a lot of the voting actually took place on YouTube. And it was because of YouTube that Calling pulled ahead of Ryan. Ryan actually won the Twitter poll. But on YouTube, Calling had like 15 votes or something. It was crazy. Yeah,
that was crazy.
Yeah. Round number 7, we had Prodigal versus Visage. Maggie, what did you have for round 7?
Visage.
Yeah, I had picked Visage also. Prodigal was good, but I mean, I liked Visage a little bit better. And Visage took it on, so that's good. So yeah, so we're missing one so far. So that part of our thing is going to be a little bit screwy, but we'll see where we go. So round number 8. Now that we had a winner from before, we're bringing in the next seed. So just to kind of break down this bracket for y'all real quick, we went off of the seeds, like as far as where they were seated, it was based off of the amount of viewers they had. So the number 1 seed was Lineage, which had the highest amount of people watching. I think it was like 9 million. And we did that, so on and so forth. Because there were so many, some of them didn't have to start playing until the second batch of rounds. Mm-hmm. So that's why like some new ones are being introduced into this one.
Okay.
Yeah. So I just kind of wanted to cover like why that's the case and why like, some of them didn't have to play in the first. Because basically that was the worst ones against the worst ones. Well, I mean, not even the worst episodes by far. Mm-hmm. Like honestly, I think my picks were actually in the first rounds. Yeah. But just as far as viewers go, it's just wild seeing the things that people like watched more than the others.
Yeah.
Like which ones went under the radar so much. It's crazy. So again, number 8, we had Heat versus Lineage. And on this round, did you go first last time or did I go first?
You go first this time.
Okay. I had picked Heat to take Lineage.
I picked Lineage.
Picked Lineage, okay. And the winner was Heat. Actually took this one, so there's that. Round number 9 was Rush versus Red. Maggie, who did you have for round 9?
Red.
Yeah, I picked Red also. And so did the audience with Red. Sorry, I thought I had a percentage there, but I do not. Yeah, again, this one, both of them have Red Clark, which I love. Love Red Clark. And honestly, Rush is a really good one, but just that first episode with Red Clark is classic. Round number 10, we had Insurgents versus Duplicity. I had Insurgents taking this one over Duplicity.
I had Duplicity.
So that was, it went to Insurgents. Actually took that one. Insurgents is just one of my favorite episodes, honestly. Kind of reminds me of Jitters. Reminds me of that one. It has a similar tone. I think, didn't we even see that it was the same writer for both of them? I
think so.
I mean, that super jump also was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Then in round 11, we had, this is a terrible picture I have of that episode, Jesus. Round 11, we had episode 13, Suspect versus episode 1, Vortex. Maggie, who'd you have for that round?
Vortex.
Maggie picked Vortex. I went with Suspect. Vortex is a good episode, but I like the murder mystery of Benoit Blanc in the building. And the winner was Suspect, taking 75% of the vote. 75% of the vote. That's wild. So then moving on to the other side, we had Exodus versus Rosetta. I had picked Rosetta in round 12 to take over Exodus. Maggie, who'd you pick?
Oh, got mixed up there. Sorry.
You're fine.
I picked Rosetta.
All right. And the winner of round 12 was Exodus with 68% of the vote. So it was a nail biter. I'm honestly shocked. Rosetta was actually my pick to go all the way.
Yeah.
So it's the fact that it's out in its first go is just terrifying. I'm just shocked, man. Like the Christopher Reeve episode, a classic episode of Smallville, maybe one of my favorite episodes of Smallville of the entire series. And it's out in its first round. It's nuts. I tell you, these YouTube people are wild. Round number 13, we had it ended up being Calling versus Skinwalkers. I had actually had Ryan versus Skinwalkers on mine.
I did too.
And Maggie, who did you pick for Ryan versus Skinwalkers?
Skinwalkers.
I picked Skinwalkers to take it as well. And it was Calling versus Skinwalkers, and Skinwalkers actually took home the vote. Twitter was actually the one that ended up deciding this. YouTube was 50-50 split. 50% split on YouTube. Exactly 50%. But Twitter had 3 extra votes going to Skinwalkers. So
go Twitter.
Yeah, good job. All right, the next one was Visage versus Nocturne. And actually, this is the first one I had to do some what's it called? Like for an election, you go out and try and campaign. I had to campaign because people were actually picking Nocturne for this. And I was like, I bet
it's Twilight fans.
I can't handle it, man. Like I mean, you know, Whitney isn't great either, but God, Nocturne was just the worst. It was awful. So obviously I had Visage in round 14. Maggie, what'd you have?
Visage.
And thank God, Visage actually won this one, but barely. Again, it had 10 votes versus 9 votes. So it's 1 vote. There was one extra person that voted for it on Twitter. And thank God they did. They saved the day. Number 15, we have Dichotic versus Redux. Redo. I had Dichotic with Randy.
I had Redo.
Really?
Yep.
Life sucking corn dog.
Wow.
Peepaw.
Peemaw. And Peemaw.
Wow. The winner, with 67% of the vote, was Redo.
Whoop whoop.
Yeah, Jonathan Taylor Thomas no longer able to do it. And you know, all right. Back over to round 16. We had Heat versus Red.
Oh yeah.
And on mine, I had Heat versus Red still listed on mine. Maggie, who'd you have on round 16?
I had Lineage versus Red.
And which one did you go with?
Red.
All right, Maggie picked Red. I actually went Heat for round 16, and the winner for round 16 was Red, with just a hair over 1 extra vote, 1 more vote than Heat. That's crazy. So Red is actually the winner of that one. Round 17, we had Insurgents versus Suspect. Or I'm sorry.
Whoa.
Insurgents versus Suspect. I actually had that one correct. And I had picked Insurgents for this round. Maggie, who did you have for round 17?
Well, it's shot. I had Duplicity and Vortex.
Wow.
And I picked Vortex to go, but like I said, shot.
It's okay. The winner of this vote was Insurgents with 82% of the vote.
Wow.
Just kicked Suspect straight in the mouth, man. Golly. That's nuts. Next, we had round 18, and it was Exodus versus Skinwalkers. I had Rosetta versus Skinwalkers, and I had picked Rosetta to take it in round 18. Maggie, what did you have? I
had Rosetta and Skinwalkers, and I had Rosetta to take it.
All right. And in the official one, it was, of course, Exodus versus Skinwalkers. And with 83% of the vote, Exodus took it.
Yeah.
Over Skinwalkers. Surprised.
Yeah.
I mean, season 2 finale is really good. Like, it's very strong. But, you know, Skinwalkers, I think I like it just because of, like, what it represents, you know? Anyway. So, yeah, Exodus took that round 18. Round 19, we had Visage versus Dichotic. Or, I'm sorry.
Redo.
Versus Redo. I had Visage versus Dichotic. Maggie, who did you have on round 19?
I had Visage versus Redo. Visage versus Redo. I had Visage come out.
And I had picked, between Visage and Dichotic, I picked Visage as well. And the winner was Visage with 75% of the vote. So,
Joshua Bryant in the chat says, I don't remember any of these episodes.
Listen here, Silent Joshes. You need to go back and watch some of these. Listen, you remember Rosetta. That was the one with Christopher Reeve. You at least remember that one. All right, you remember it.
I bet he remembers the vampire boy, Byron.
No, nobody remembers Byron, Maggie.
Well, apparently a great number on YouTube did.
That's unfortunate, unfortunately. So that is where we are for the rest of the ranking. For round 20, I had Heat taking round 20 against Insurgents. And for round... Oh, who'd you have for round 20?
I had Red taking on Vortex. And Red would win.
All right. And then round 21, I had Rosetta versus Visage. And I picked Rosetta to be the winner there.
I also had Rosetta versus Visage, and I had Rosetta to win.
And taking it home, I had, for the winner of the tournament, I had Rosetta listed as my winner.
My winner, Red.
Which it appears that...
It could be.
Red could still end up, but Rosetta is 100% out. So,
yeah.
Unfortunate. So, starting tomorrow, we'll be doing round 20, and this will be the only one to vote for tomorrow. So, for 24 hours, you will get to vote between Red versus Insurgents. That'll be tomorrow's vote. Who will win? Who will win? And then, of course, the next day, round 21... again, just the only vote on Friday. It'll be Exodus versus Visage. Really can't believe Visage has made it this far. I mean, honestly, it's just the way all of it was seated.
Yeah.
You know, like Visage really had an easy road, unfortunate. Yeah. So the winner of those two will then go on to do battle for the best episode of Smallville season 2. That will happen on Monday. So Monday, right here on youtube.com/hopefullyawesome, we will be having the 60-hour vote for this. It's going to run out exactly at 9 o'clock Wednesday. Okay. So that while we're doing the show live, we will find out with everybody else who the winner is of the Smallville Season 2 tournament.
Wow.
So, yeah, be sure you take part in that. Again, you can vote either on Twitter using our Hopefully Awesome username. You can go over there. Or, again, you can vote for it right here on youtube.com/hopefullyawesome. And, of course, if you would like to have your own bracket to be able to fill out, there's still time. You can head over to patreon.com/hopefullyawesome, where you can download that for free. You don't even have to be a patron. You can just go over there, download the PDF, and it'll be a total blast.
Yeah.
Something hot teacher heat vision. That's my season 2 recap. You're not wrong. You're not wrong, Josh.
He's on the right track.
You're not wrong. I mean, you're right there. Actually, that was only episodes 2 and 4. So I mean,
you got it.
You got it. Remember, everybody, this is Going Back to Smallville, our weekly Smallville Rewatch podcast. We come back every week, Wednesday at 8:30. You can come back and hang out with us live. Next week, again, we were taking one more week to process all of Season 2. So since we have no more special features to watch, we have no more episodes to watch, we will be watching Superman 2.
Yeah.
So between Season 1 and 2, we watched Superman the movie. This time we're going to be watching Superman 2. Went back and forth on it between whether we should watch Superman 2, the original cut, or if we should watch Superman 2, the Donner cut.
Yeah.
And landed on the original cut. I actually prefer the Donner cut more, but the idea was that anytime they're going to reference Superman 2, which they don't do it much, but anytime they do, it would obviously be the version that existed when Smallville was out.
Gotcha.
The Richard Donner cut didn't come out until about 2006.
Yeah.
So we will be watching that, and we'll be breaking it down just like we do every episode of Smallville, and that'll be right here at 8:30. Tomorrow night at 8:30, we are coming back live again because we're crazy. We're going to react to the new Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Once and Always trailer. So come and hang out with us tomorrow at 8:30. Probably only be like about a 20-30 minute video, if that.
Yeah.
Unless I just go freaking bonkers over it. And that could happen.
Balls to walls.
It could happen. It could happen. Apparently it's really good. Gary Whitta retweeted it and said, holy shit. So ringing endorsement from Gary
Tells
Whitta.
you everything.
Yeah, that wrote Rogue One. Come on. And then Friday, we're doing our watch along Beast Wars for Feral Scream, parts 1 and part 2. So come hang out with us Friday at 8:30, and then again next week Monday at 8:30. Come hang out live for the hopefully awesome show. Tuesday going back to Beast Wars, and again 1 week from today live at 8:30 going back to Smallville. But that is going to wrap it up for us, everyone. We hope you enjoyed it this week. Remember, if you would like to get this show ad free as well as exclusive other content, you can do that over at patreon.com/hopefully awesome, including our monthly movie commentary where we talk about The Little Giants. That was we did The Little Giants.
Giants, help us, God.
It did not hold up. That's gonna wrap it
Jake's
up for
the
us.
best.
Thanks for watching, everybody, and as always,
Have a hopefully awesome day.
bye.